What's up guys, Jivan back with another video. So recently I decided it might be an interesting idea to grind all the way to champs using controller only. I figured I'd do this to help some of you out who have been struggling to get to champs. I'm not very good on controller, so the gameplay isn't going to be insane, but I got to champs in under 10 hours of grinding just by playing smart. So watching this video might help you break through to the next level that'll help you get to champs. Before we start this video, please consider using code JivanTV, or at least make sure you're using somebody's code in the Fortnite item shop. Without further ado, let's get into this video. So for the first few divisions, like Division 1 through 5, basically you can play however you want. Because the bus fare is not very big, you shouldn't have a problem getting all the way up to Division 6. I basically just dropped wherever I wanted and practiced my fighting. I hadn't played controller in like several months, so I was a little bit washed and I just warmed up by fighting as many people as I could find. Once I got to Division 6, however, I started playing a little bit smarter. Still, the bus fare in Division 6 is not too bad, but I wanted to gain points as fast as possible, so I was playing for the dub while also taking a few mid-game fights in Division 6. Let's take a look at one of my dubs. So this game I landed Holly. It's not the safest drop, but I started dropping a little safer once I got to Division 7. I was able to pickaxe that guy while he was going for the chest. He was struggling to open that thing. In this next fight, pay attention to how I pushed this player. I pushed them from the left side of their box. That way, if they edit on me, I can back into my box and reset my wall. Because I had a primal shotgun, I just wanted to get up in their face so that I could beam that thing on them. I got some good damage dealt, but they backed into the building, so I pushed from a new angle. When I got in on this side, the other player that was here started pushing in from the other side and got my kill, but I saw that I did some white damage to this player, so I wanted to keep the pressure on. I see them run out this door, so I'm not going to full on sprint out there. I boxed it up first. They snuck out the box, but eventually I was able to just chase them down and get that kill. Really, when it comes down to fighting, it's all about how you fight. As you can see, I don't have the best mechanics on controller. They're not awful, but the main thing is you gotta have good aim and smart playstyles. So paying attention to my fights throughout this video is gonna help you out a lot if that's something you're struggling with. So I went and got that spaz, and then I go over to Weeping and I start looking for another fight. Once I get to Division 7 is when I start playing a little safer. But for now, I'm pushing. Notice how I piece controlled him from behind my right hand peak. While I was getting the walls around them, I was hugging my right hand peak so they didn't have an angle on me, and that's how I cleaned up that fight. Feel free to rewind it if you need to see it again. After that, I got some tags on this player, so I push up to him. This build fight went on for a while, but I made a really good play to end it. I saw him walking up this ramp above me, so I get a cone over top of it and the walls around it. Then I just took a 50-50 because I got that controller aim. Speaking of controller aim, I'm looking for a fight here and I get the biggest beam on this guy. Double headshot. What? Controller's broken? Just kidding. So because I have a major health advantage, I'm pushing like crazy. I'm trying to keep the pressure on them because I don't want them to heal up, otherwise the fight's going to be even again and I lose my advantage. Eventually I get this player to box up, and then I was able to take their wall and set up a right hand peek with this window, as you can see right here. But yeah, that was a good fight. You know, I took my health advantage to account and kept the pressure on. Then I get into another fight, and pay attention to how I'm building here. I try to avoid giving the opponent any angles on me to shoot. I'm always placing cones above me and walls all around me so they don't have an angle. Even though it's not the prettiest thing, it works. I noticed eventually that I got this wall on his side while he was going up a ramp, so I edit and place a cone over top of him. This gives me a chance to shoot him, but he shoots me back. So because we traded health there and I did not have a health advantage, I decided to just take my time and heal up, because there's no point in being super aggressive if you don't have a health advantage and you're like one shot to their shotgun, you know? But once I'm healthy, I get back into the fight and I actually get a big hit on this player, so I'm back into aggressive mode. Not much to say about this, I just kept the pressure on really well. And I was able to clean that up. Then I see this player running on the edge of zone over here, and I don't know what they're doing or what their mission is, so I go and fight that. The dangers of fighting in this zone is you gotta be aware of third parties at all time, because they're always hungry, and oftentimes you'll get third partied. I actually play this fight really well. Notice how when I'm pushing here, I block off the top with a wall just in case if they double edit up the top. This will ruin their momentum. Then I box up one of the sides I think they might edit on, but I end up just claiming this wall that was left open and finishing the fight that way. And then, I already hit the top 5 players in the lobby, so there's no more placement points except for the dub, so I'm just fighting again. Nobody had a health advantage to start this fight, so both of us are just trying to get angles, trying to piece control each other. And the whole goal is just get that health advantage, and then whoever gets the health advantage is going to start pushing like crazy, and the other person's going to be running. That's basically how fights work in Fortnite. So once I got this health advantage, I just keep on pushing and pushing until eventually I'm able to clean it up. I was spraying this guy from below, which is a really good pressure move. I claim the floor, so all he has is the ramp in his box, and when he falls through the ramp, I have him in an awkward spot, and I was able to clean it up there. And then we're just going to skip ahead a bit. It's just a 1v1 here. So I'm just playing on low ground. Notice how I just have floors above me. I'm trying to save my mats because I don't have too many left. And I'm also kind of weak, so I'm trying to look for an opportunity to pop a big pot. If I can deal some damage to the opponent, that'll force them to go and heal as well, which would give me time to pop my big pot and get healthy and ready to end the fight. So I'm just reading the situation until I finally have an opportunity to pop the big. Once I'm finally able to get this big pot off, I know the fight is pretty even except for the fact that I'm low on mats, so I'm trying to be sneaky. I'm trying to be a little rat here. I walk underneath all of the builds, going behind the opponent to a spot where they don't suspect. From there, I'm able to get this health advantage, and that gives me the advantage in the fight. Even though I don't have too many builds, I'm trying to get up to their levels so they feel pressure. And then all I gotta do is chase them down, and then boopity bop. We caught a dub. So that's how I went about playing in Division 6. I was just trying to take fights, get used to fighting. That way I'm ready to fight the Division 7 players. And so we're going to skip right ahead to a Division 7 game. Something that you need to know is that Division 7 lobbies are literally champs lobbies. Division 7 is paired up against Division 8, 9, and 10. That's something that a lot of people do not know. So knowing that, I knew that I was going to be fighting the players that I fight all the time on keyboard and mouse, and they're sweaty. So I was taking a lot less fights in these games. Speaking of taking less fights though, look at me, I'm in a fight. I took a lot of damage here, so I just based up and they didn't apply pressure to me, their mistake. So once I got healthy again, I just applied pressure to them. Knowing that they didn't apply pressure to me, I knew that they probably weren't the best player. Sure enough, they're camping in a bush, and all I had to do was hit my shots to win the fight. I got a little bit hyped though, not gonna lie. You probably noticed I have face cam on now. I was just doing a little stream. I'd been grinding offline for a minute, so I was like, let's go live. Anyways, this is like the most important part of the video. A lot of people don't understand how to rotate to get free arena points. Notice how the zone pulls all the way to Steamy, so I know that's going to be the most dead side of zone because it's the top right corner of the map. Most people are going to be towards the bottom left side of this zone because that's where everybody's rotating into. So if I can get to the top right corner, I'll find the least amount of players. Before I did that though, I saw these people fighting a free beam opportunity and I got a free refresh from it, but I got stuck there for a minute. So I lost a lot of white health and I had to get that back, so I found a campfire. Yada yada. Anyways, that's really not an important part of the game. The most important thing to note is if you're trying to get arena points, get towards Steamy in this type of zone. Get to the far side of the zone where the least amount of players are, because that's free placement points. I noticed this dude all the way on the back edge of zone here. But yeah, so I end up pushing somebody over here because they were on the far edge of zone, so I figured they weren't the best of players. Usually the really good fighters are going to be on the populated side of zone trying to fight as many people as possible. That's why I took this fight. If you can fight people on dead side of zone, those are going to be the freest fights, and I'm able to clean this up just by getting in on two people who just took a 50-50. If you ever get third-partied in a fight, if you can get them to start fighting, that'll be the freest way to clean it up. Once they take a 50-50, just hop in right after and surprise them. So after that, I early rotate to this zone and I get on high ground. There's only 2 more players left at this part of the game, and I knew I was going to get psychoed. Sure enough, I did. This player wasn't bad either. I just had to hit my shots though to finish this fight. This player did not realize what they were getting into when they started fighting me. I'm controller Jivan. I'm not going to miss a single shot. And they actually got in my box, and then I just had to hit my shots and it was over. GG's. Right away after that, I get pushed by the other player. I got high ground on them and they were not really doing anything, and the first moving zone appeared, so I wanted to get in a position where I could hide and cut them off. So I hid behind this little sign. It was literally IQ, but they tunneled over top of it. So I ended up trying to spray them down to get a free shot, and it worked. But this is where my lack of mechanics on controllers started showing. I was having trouble getting into zone here, but the other player was too, so it worked out in my favor. Oh. Oh no. Let's go! Get out of my game. Oh my gosh. So yeah, that's the end of that game, but this next game was so good. I caught a pretty high kill dub here, considering the circumstances, and not only that, I fought one of the top 15 arena point players in the world. His name is Soup, and I'm actually buddies with him. He has no idea that I fought him for the dub in this game, but I cannot believe it. I literally only won it because I played it really smart. It wasn't anything like, oh, I mechanically destroyed him. But yeah, let's take a look at this game. So that first fight, I literally just won because of my aim. I just tracked the opponent the entire fight, hit my shots, that was it. This next fight, I had a primal shotgun, so my only goal was to get in their face and try to avoid getting one pumped. But dude, I did not realize how good the primal shotgun is on controller. I'm actually nasty with it on controller. Check this out. Literally destroyed, absolutely deleted this player. That thing literally destroys health. I can't even imagine it at the start of the season for controller players. So right here, I didn't want to fight, but this kid was camping in a bush. I don't even want to show this fight. Like, we were fighting for a while and nobody was doing damage to anybody. In the end, we just got chopped out. That was the end of the story. And the person that chopped us out literally ran away in a car. So I just focused my rotate into zone. So this zone pulled to the center of the map for the second circle. In this type of zone, I just like to try to get as center as possible. That way I have the most likely chance to pull zone again. Because there's really no dead side of zone in a center map zone. Every side of the map is probably going to have players. But as I was going to center zone, I was farming mats and I got fried. And so I got in my car and dipped. And I got somewhere safe and just made a big base. That way I had room to move if I got pushed, and sure enough, like 2 people pushed up. I handled the situation pretty well, but this second player got in and I almost died. But aim is so important that it won me the fight. After that, another person pushed up for the loot, but they didn't know I was there. So I tried to get some shots on them, but my mechanics were struggling. I got a little hit, but they eventually got away. Another person actually pushes up here, but at this point, next zone has appeared and I'm not in the circle, so once they build up over top of me, I just let them go, and then I'm just waiting until they're out of distance and they can't hear me moving, and then I pop my pepper and run to zone. I just get on out of there, and because I was patient, I didn't get shot at on my rotate. But eventually here, I see someone flying and I get a beam on them, so I push up to that. If you guys follow my tutorials and you've seen the Noah Rayleigh videos, you've probably seen me do this ramp phase trick, where you crouch up and down and look down and to the left to place a ramp in their box. I'm able to do this on controller because I made my crouch button right stick, so I'm able to crouch while also moving around and building. That trick won me this fight because I was able to get in while they were weak and finish it up with an AR spray. After that, I just make a big base with the mats in case someone pushes up. Sure enough, someone does, and I'm able to just rat out in my builds and get a nice tag on them, and that's enough to make them run away. Once I get them running away, I just get back into my base and wait for next zone and early rotate that bad boy. I try to get in a nice position, which I do here, and then I make another big base just in case I get pushed. When you're fighting champs players, if you have a nice big base, you can get lots of different angles, so it's a really big advantage. Anyways, here I saw someone was camping on the edge of zone, so I waited for them to rotate, and it was able to give me a free kill here. If you ever see someone hiding and trying to play safe, those are the type of people that you can push and get free kills on. AKA people that are doing exactly what I'm doing in this video. After that, I just rotate to zone and I'm protecting my angles that I feel like I'm at the most danger from. For example, if I see someone base up, I protect from that side in case they spray. Once moving zone starts, I know I'm in a lobby with Soup at this point. I've seen his name in the kill feed so many times. So I'm playing super smart. I'm playing on the front edge of zone here. I know if I can hold the front edge of zone and then build up to high ground on the front edge of zone, I'll be able to spray back at them and make them completely shambles, and they won't have anything they can do against me no matter how bad I am. It puts them in a bad spot, you know what I mean? I get them super weak, I actually get the kill on one, and then eventually I'm just able to clean up the fight because I'm in such a better position than the other player. So that's how I won this game. So that was a big dub. I was really proud of that one. This next game I played really safe. I did smart rotates and just basically camped for placement. I'm not going to add too much of a voiceover to this game, but we do catch the dub with the same strategies we used in the earlier games. I just simply put more attention into my rotates this game and didn't take any mid-game fights, because I just wanted to hit champs as fast as possible. So in this first fight, I do that Noah Rayleigh trick that I talked about earlier, where I get the ramp in their box, and then I just cut off their exit point. I thought they'd try to go out this side. They ended up just chilling in the box, and I was able to clean that up. Then I rotate to Burger, but I didn't have the best loot, so I just got gears and dipped. As you can see, the map pulls all the way to the west side, so I'm going to try to stay over near Holly this game. That's where the least amount of players are, and I'm just going to stick to that side and try to play it safe over there. Sure enough, I didn't have to fight anybody. Hee hee, 3 points. So at this point, I'm just moving from camping spot to camping spot. So now that we're at half and half zone, I have to play a little bit more intense here. I had to rotate underneath high ground, and I was just protecting myself from their spray. I didn't want to let them get too many tags on me. Once I get in, I'm just chilling until the next rotate. And I have peppers, so I plan to just get far ahead of zone and then hold people on the back of zone, just like I did the game before. So yeah, after that game, I had 20 points more to go to champs. I ended up dying off rip the next game, and I was fed up, so I just camped my way to champs at this point. I actually almost won this last game. I'll let you guys watch it out. Hopefully this helps some of you that are stuck in Contenders Division. Just know that you don't need to have the best mechanics possible. You can do it. Once you get to champs, then work on your fighting. If you really want to get to champs, this is how you do it. Just play like I did in these games. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, use code JivanTV in the item shop, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.